Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about fishing the fall to winter transition and how we go about looking for and finding fish during this time. Hey guys, so today we're talking about where fish go in that late fall to early winter transition period. We're talking water temps from the low 50s, 51, 52, 53, all the way down into the 40s and into the 30s. You can catch bass year-round, 24/7, 365. You just got to know where to look for them. So essentially how I like to think about fall into winter fishing is your fall fishing spots are going to be your spring fishing spots because fish move in reverse. So if we take a look at Webster Lake here, we're going to have a couple clips from that. Fish love to spawn in shallow water pockets where they are protected from the north wind. They like hard bottom, so that tells me that I need to look in the springtime in your northern areas up here where you have protection from the north wind. You also have shallow basins, so these fish are going to live their entire lives seasonally based upon where they want to be. In the spring, they want to be up here shallow spawning. As the spawn gets over, they want to move out. They're going to move out to these main lake flats here, these deeper holes. They're going to chase bait fish. They're going to be where they are the most able to find a quick meal without having to spend too much energy. As summer progresses into fall, those fish move from those deeper water areas. They flow back down these lines here and these lines here into that fall pattern feed. Anywhere they can pin up bait fish in here, they're going to do that. But as we transition from fall into winter, you have to work those lines in reverse because ultimately they're going to winter in those deeper holes, those sections where the water is more stable. So what I really like to look for in the fall are tight breaks that are close to the bank. That's where I like to start my search. Now, Webster Lake has a ton of holes, and I know that those fish are somewhere in between those spawning locations and those deep holes. They're not fully suspended yet. The water's not quite cold enough yet. This day on Webster, we were in about 50-degree water. They got it to about 53 by the end of the day. So what I want to look for are shallow pieces of cover that are on these break lines that are going to move fish from where they are in the early fall to where they're going to be in the winter. So I'm thinking shallow to deep here. Now, a good spot on Webster Lake that represents this is this whole mid-lake transition area around this island, right? I know that fish wanted to feed and be up shallow around this rock and this cover around this island, but as the water gets colder, they're going to pull off. And if you see here, this is a perfect example, right? We're going to have a couple fish catches on this break right here. This break allows fish to come up and feed and then not move very far back to a deeper hole where they can suspend, right? So we started out here on this point. In the fall, I'm always going to start on a break line and I'm going to work down a break line to see where those fish are because they follow these like highways. We started out here in about 18 feet of water, and as I move up this break in this direction right here, we start to catch fish in about 8 to 10 feet of water. Now, what I'm doing is I'm using my side scan to scan around, and I'm finding weeds that are still alive. If this time of the year, if you can find green weeds, you will find bait fish, you will find bass. Green weeds are drastically important this time of year. So as we follow this break line here around the point of this island, we're not fishing shallow, we're fishing that specific depth where I started to find green weeds. Because green weeds on that break line, once you find it, you can find a whole lot of fish. The drop shot this time of year when the bite is tough cannot be beat. We threw a ton of reaction baits, swim baits, A-rigs, crank baits, jerk baits, spinner baits, swim baits. You name it, could not get bit, so we slowed way down. We picked up a long leader drop shot, and what that allows us to do is cast directly into those weed beds, keep your bait free of the weeds, but right there in contact, and literally milk each one of those sections. We would find a section of green weeds, we would get a couple bites out of it. That's really what you want to focus on this time of year. Working deep to shallow, notice what level the water is at when you start getting bit. When you start getting bit, slow down and really find those pieces of key structure at that depth range where you're going to catch fish. Another one. Giants, folks. Giants. Slow fishing this Maxent flatworm. Right along this 6 to 8 foot break when you hit weed clumps, you're catching a fish. Hey, I'll take it. 49-degree water. Fish is a fish. Remember when we heard them on pike?
Yeah, we were back in the freaking cut back there, and then that little bay.
I feel like we could make a pretty good video on pike this time of year. Yeah. Wait, hey, we're catching fish. They're on these green weed clumps out here. It has been slow, it is cold. Hey, some fish is better. Drop shot, Maxent. If you haven't fished power bait Maxent, it absolutely will get bit when nothing else will get bit. Don't know why, but it does.